everybody and welcome to Flock Talk. Today we're going to go over a requested tutorial on how to teach ZB to spin around on the perch. Now there's two different types of spinning. I'm assuming you're referring to this one. Pew pew pew! Good girl. But the other option would be her just spinning around like that. But we're going to go over the one where she loops underneath the perch today. So I'm going to be training Mia this concept since she's the only one who doesn't know it yet. So if you give me a couple seconds, I'll swap out the birds and we can get going. Alright, so I'm so confident that Mia can learn this concept in about one session, maybe two, that I'm going to try and teach you guys how to train your bird this concept while training Mia at the same time. So, basically what I'm going to do to start off our training session is I'm just going to warm her up, make sure she's motivated, and judging by how fast she's responding, that tells me she's pretty motivated to work right now and we can get going. So the first step to get the bird to go into the perch is to lure them down. So because Mia doesn't know this concept yet, we're going to go really slow. Just encourage her to go down. And an extra thing you might realize is that your bird may be willing to flip right underneath the perch right away. Mia won't be comfortable doing that because Mia does have little birth defects in her feet that make gripping onto perches a little bit difficult. So what I'm just going to do is move very slowly. I'm going to move at her pace, and I'm just luring her down and then giving her a treat for going as far as she's comfortable going. Good. Oh, good girl. Oh. And that right there was a really big step. So that was basically the entire trick, but we just have to make her do that in a more fluid motion. So when they make a big giant step like that, you want to make sure you give them a huge reward to tell them that what they just did was absolutely fantastic. And if they do it again, good girl, they'll get a really giant treat. So being sure to capture those little aha moments for them and give them really big rewards, it's going to make training a whole lot easier. So what you see happening now is Mia's really catching on. She's really a lot more comfortable hanging upside down than she was at the beginning. Try and guide her down again. Now, good girl. See, she's getting that repetition. She's doing a really good job. She's got to keep going. And you can see I gave her a bigger mouthful this time because she did do the entire loop and she did it pretty quickly. Basically, when they're at this point, when they're doing it every single time you ask them to, you're going to start to ease off your hand signal. At the beginning, we're kind of guiding them down with our hands and getting them to follow our hand all the way back up the other side of the perch. But when they're done the concept, obviously you don't want that to be the cue. So I'm going to start easing my hand off, and I'm only just going to move kind of like a flick of the wrist sort of motion to get her to do the full loop. Whoop! What'd you do that for? And we're just going to guide her down and try to use as little hand motion as possible with her still able to understand the concept. And over time, we'll be able to work down our cue so that way it's just kind of a movement of our hand. You can see she's really catching on now. Let's see if I can, there we go. So you can see I'm not having to guide her head up anymore, it's just keeping my hand underneath the perch that's cueing her to loop all the way down. And just flip it. There we go. See, she's really starting to catch on. See if we can make it a little less obvious. Good girl. You can see my hand is now more in front of the perch than it is behind it or underneath. And we're just going to see. There we go. She's really starting to catch on and my hand signal's fading a little bit more and more each time. And we're just going to see how far she's willing to stretch that hand signal while still understanding what she's supposed to be doing. There we go. And if you happen to do a bit too big of a step and you make the hand signal a little bit too hard for them to understand, just bring the hand signal back a little bit more, make it a bit more obvious, a bit easier for the bird to catch on. It's no biggie if we take a couple steps back. Good girl. Just take our time, always moving at the bird's pace. And if you think your bird can progress faster than this, by all means, move faster. It's all about what your bird is comfortable doing and however fast they want to go. If you're moving too slow, your bird can actually get quite frustrated because they're doing things that they think is right, but you're still not rewarding them for it, and then later on you're rewarding them for the same thing. So if your bird takes this really quickly, there's no need to move in steps this small. The only reason why I'm really having to move in steps this small is because of Mia's feet and her discomfort being upside down, and her, oh, good girl, her being comfortable enough to do that. And you can see that through this process of taking those slower steps, she's become fully confident being able to flip, and it's just a matter of bringing that hand signal back a little bit more until it's just a cue and no longer guiding her. And you can see now my hand signal, oh, can almost be entirely, there we go, in front of the perch, with her still being able to understand what's happening. And you can see now, Mia's pretty much learned the concept. She knows what to do. It's just a matter of now setting up the cue for what we would like the cue to be. So just to make this a little bit more of a better cue, I'm going to start backing my hand up so I'm not so close to the perch, I'm not really underneath her, it's more of an actual cue at this point. And I'm going to start just flicking my hand and backing up a little more each time to see how well she understands this cue. And you can see she has a complete, perfect understanding that just a little flick of the wrist means to do that new looping trick. There you go, good girl. Alright, so that about does it for this video. I hope that answers your question. If you need any clarification on anything, don't hesitate to go ahead and leave a comment, let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!